here to conduct an IPR awareness program. So this is conducted by NIPAM, which is National Intellectual Property Awareness Mission. This is being done as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, celebrating 75 years of Indian independence. So I'll start with a disclaimer that the PPT in its entirety is protected under copyright, and the entire rights lie with the office. So its reproduction is not allowed. Okay, but what are these terms like protection, copyright, and so on? So we'll try to look at these terms during this presentation. So I'll start with an example. So everybody must be knowing that Facebook has recently changed its name to Meta. So this we can see in all its apps such as Messenger, WhatsApp, and even in the Facebook application itself. But do you know the story behind this name change? So this name Meta was protected by South Dakota Bank. So simply to use this name Meta, Facebook had to pay 60 million US dollars simply for using the name. So this roughly translates to more than 600 crore Indian rupees. So you can see the power of intellectual property. So what is intellectual property? Again, we are talking about intellectual property rights, but what is this intellectual property? So intellectual property means a property which arises out of the creation of the human brain. It can be some invention, it can be stories, it can be movies, it can be anything which arises out of the human brain. It is non-tangible in nature. It is not like a flat or a car or a house which you can touch and feel. It is a non-tangible property. So once you protect your intellectual property, so you get some rights. So these are called the intellectual property rights. And these rights are territorial in nature. For example, if you file a patent in India, that you get the protection for that only in India. You won't get protection for that outside India. Okay. So for protection in some other country, you should go to that specific country and you should file for protection there. So why do we need to protect our intellectual property? I mean, whatever we create ourselves out of our human brain. So once we protect, we can exclude others from using it. And not only that, we ourselves can utilize, commercialize, and earn money out of it. Ultimately, earning money is the main goal of all the commercial activities, right? So how can you earn? So that intellectual property, you can use it yourselves, you can license it to somebody, or you can sell it all together to somebody. That's called assigning. Or you can franchise or merchandise it also. So from a business point of view, you can clearly see there are a lot of advantages that one can easily commercialize. One intellectual property helps to maintain and protect the brand value. It also helps to earn and invest. But what is there for common people like most of us? Firstly, it is a matter of immense pride to have intellectual property to your name. And secondly, if we are in the field of academics, this will help in career growth. For example, if you are an assistant professor and you have a patent, granted patent to your name, that adds to your career growth. Okay. So now let us go to the types of intellectual properties. So there are the following types: the patents, designs, trademarks, copyright, GI, and SICLD. So let us start with patents. So this is particularly useful for engineering, technology, and science students actually. I'll start with this graphic. You can see that this tells the number of patent applications filed by the top 10 patent offices in the world. So China, it filed roughly 15 lakh patent applications in 2020. But you can see India, which has a similar population and a comparable economy, we filed simply 57,000 patent applications. So does this mean inventions don't happen in India, or Indians are not inventive enough? So no, that is wrong. Actually, inventions happen every day in India. So this we can see in the form of journal publications, conference proceedings, final year theses, and even the what we call as the Desi Jugaad. but most of these inventions are not protected, and hence they do not become an intellectual property. So let us see at what is a patent. So patent is an exclusive right which is granted to an invention. And this invention is a product or a process which gives a technical solution to a problem. So if everybody is comfortable, I'll just tell this in Tamil. So patentங்கிறது நம்ம ஒரு இன்வென்ஷனுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவ் ரைட் கொடுக்குறோம், அதுதான் பேட்டன்ட். ஸோ இன்வென்ஷன்னா என்ன? இன்வென்ஷன்னா ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு அதுக்கு ஒரு டெக்னிக்கல் சொல்யூஷன் கொடுக்குற ஒரு கான்செப்ட், அதுதான் பேட்டன்ட். Yeah, it's echoing like So once you get a patent, so obviously you will use it. You can use it. The entire rights lies with you. But not only that, you can stop others from making, using, exercising, vending, and importing it. So உங்களுக்கு ஒரு patent grant ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் ஆர் ப்ராசஸை யாருமே யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது, எக்ஸசைஸ் பண்ண முடியாது, வெண்ட் பண்ண முடியாது, இம்போர்ட்டும் செய்ய முடியாது. ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் இருக்குன்னா அது இம்போர்ட் செஞ்சு விற்கவும் முடியாது. ஸோ யூ கெட் த என்டையர் ரைட்ஸ் ஃபார் தட் இன்டெலெக்சுவல் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டி. ஸோ டிபிக்கலி patents are granted for a period of 20 years. Let us look at few examples of inventions which can be patented. So in the first case, the problem is that during head bath, shampoo and soap can enter into the baby's eyes. So this will cause irritation. So here the authors, they have made a cap which is shaped in the form of an umbrella. So they have given a technical solution to a problem. So hence this is an invention and it can be patented. So in the second case, you can see the problem technical. The problem is that the hangers after use, they take up lot of space. So here the inventors, they have designed a hanger which can fold. So this will save the space. So hence they have given a technical solution to a problem. So again, this invention can be patented. Okay. It can also be very complex technologies such as a polymer extruder or a chemical reactor. Since I am from a chemical background, I have given these examples. Can anybody identify this artist? Somebody please. Who is this artist?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, correct. So everybody must be knowing the signature dance move of Michael Jackson, which is anti-gravity lean, where he bends by around 45 degrees. So he does that because of his shoe with a V-shaped slit. Using this slit, he latches himself onto a nail which has been hammered on the stage. So, and because of that, he can latch and he can bend by 45 degrees. So, and this entire process, Michael Jackson has patented. So Michael Jackson is a proud owner of a patent, you can tell. And many of you must have seen nowadays in IPL matches particularly. So we are seeing this flashing stumps and bails. So these flashing stumps and bails are protected by an Australian company. So even though BCCI has purchased these stumps from them, simply for using these stumps in their match, BCCI has to pay around 3 lakh rupees every match simply for using them, although they have purchased it. So you can see again the power of intellectual property. You can make a lot of money and protect your brand value. So this is Vishalini NC. She is a 6-year-old inventor and she has made an invention titled Automatic Multifunctional Life Rescue Flood House. She has also got Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar Award in this year. So you can clearly see age is not a limit to make and apply for patents. And as we saw earlier, inventions need not be very complex technologies also. If you take a problem and if you are able to give a technical solution to it, so that qualifies as an invention which can be patented. So let us go to designs. So I'll again start in Tamil itself. ஸோ நம்ம பேட்டன்ட்ல பார்த்தது என்னன்னா ஒரு டெக்னிக்கல் சொல்யூஷன் ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு கொடுத்தா அந்த இன்வென்ஷனை நம்ம பேட்டன்ட் பண்ணலாம். ஆனா டிசைன்ல எப்படின்னா டிசைன்ல வி டேக் ஒன்லி த aesthetic ஃபீச்சர்ஸ், அது எப்படி அதோட தோற்றம் எப்படி இருக்கு அதை மட்டும்தான் வி ப்ரொடெக்ட். ஓகே, ஸோ இன் டிசைன் we protect the shape, configuration, pattern, ornament or composition. So யாராவது இன்ஜினியரிங் டிசைன் டெக்ஸ்டைல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி அவங்க எல்லாம் வேலை செய்யறீங்கன்னா அவங்களுக்கு this will be much useful. So let us see the example of a chair here. So this chair has a unique design. Okay, let's forget functionality, how much load it can hold, these things let us forget. Simply the unique shape, the color combination, any other aesthetic features, that we can protect it by registering the design. Similarly, gold jewelry that can also be protected, the designs can be protected by registering. Okay. Here again in the third example, you see a cooker with a lid on the top. Normally we have cooker with lid on the side, right? So here the lid is on the top. Now many of you might ask questions, how will the whistle come? How will we open it? Whether this is effective? Let us forget those things. Simply from the aesthetic point of view, so this design is unique and its design can be registered. In textile industry also, the weave patterns, the jarigai, what we call, color combinations, embroidery, so these stitch patterns, these things can also be registered by registering its design. So in FMCG, the shape of different articles such as bottles, they can be protected. Here for example, you can see for the same product shampoos, Dove has different shape of bottles. Each of these designs are protected. How? Again, they have registered this design. Can somebody identify this product? What is this? Somebody please.
Harpic.
Yeah,
Harpic.
it is Harpic. Yeah. So how are you able to tell it is Harpic? Simply by seeing the shape of the bottle, the shape of the cap, color combination, any aesthetic features, you are able to tell that it is Harpic. So what Harpic does it registers this design. And once this design is registered, nobody else can use this design. And it will help in reducing the counterfeiting or the counterfeit products, and it will also help in maintaining the brand value. So no other toiletry company can use this design for their products. Can you identify this product? Somebody please. Somebody, yeah. Yeah, this is choline. Yes, this is choline. So again, how you are able to tell it is choline? Simply from the unique design, the aesthetic features, you are able to tell it is choline. How you are able to tell? Because the company has registered its design and nobody else is allowed to use this design. So the company can maintain and protect its brand value. Okay, let us see another small exercise. Yeah. So can somebody identify what is the mistake here? What's wrong here? Yeah, sorry, once again, can you speak little loudly?
Brand name.
Yeah, but what is wrong? What is wrong?
Puma is a shoe brand, but it is printed in the shirt. Second, Pepsi is also a drink, but it is
Okay.
printed in the glass.
Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. Some other mistake, there's one mistake. If you read the names clearly, you can tell very easily. Somebody, yeah.
Spelling.
Yes, the spelling is the mistake. Is this intentional or non-intentional? Have they made it wantedly or unwantedly? I mean, can somebody tell whether it's intentional?
Yeah, it is intentional because they
Yes.
should not use their brand in their other things without their rights.
Yes, Yes, yes. So why this happen? This is because these signs and these names are protected as trademark. Hmm. So now let us look into what trademark is. Okay. So trademark is a sign which will help us to distinguish the product of one company from another company. Let's say, for example, by looking at this, you can tell the first product is Nike, second is Adidas, the third is Puma, McDonald's, Pizza Hut, and this is probably Domino's. So you can tell simply by looking at the sign that this belongs to one company and not another company. So this sign is what is called as a trademark. Okay. So what are the features of trademark? So in trademark, we see the brand name. We protect the brand name, the tagline. For example, in case of Nike, it's just do it. That is protected. Logos are protected. And also sometimes the sound mark is protected. So in Netflix, at the start of every movie, you must be hearing a thundering sound. Or in Tom and Jerry cartoon, at the starting, the roaring of the lion. So these things are called the sound marks. So they also come under trademarks. So a company protects these four features to distinguish their product from another product. So you must have seen these two symbols used for trademark, TM and R. Can somebody try to identify the difference where you use TM and where you use R? Somebody please. Somebody? Okay, I'll tell. So TM is used when a trademark application has been filed. And in case of a registered, once this trademark has been registered, we use the R symbol. So TM is used as soon as you apply. R is used when you register this trademark, when it has been registered. So now let us go to copyright. So copyright is another intellectual property, so which is given to expression of idea. So what is expression of idea? You can express your idea in writing, in the form of a movie, in the form of a song, or sculpture, painting, sketches, and so on. So the rights which a creator gets is called the copyright. Okay. So in case of copyright, registration is not mandatory. So as soon as that work is created by the author or the creator, the law automatically gives him all the copyrights. So here copyrights covers literary works such as stories, poems, novels, paintings, photographs, drawings, films, music, choreography, and sculptures. So if you look at copyright, if there is a single creator, so the term of the copyright is the lifetime of the author plus 60 years, which means, let's say if somebody writes a book, how much rights he get, for how long he gets the rights. So he gets the right for his entire life, and 60 years after his death, all the rights lie with him or their assignees, that is their legal heirs. Okay. So in case there is no single person as the creator, it is then 60 years from the year from which it was first published. For example, movies or work done by international organizations, some reports, okay, government reports. So these things are protected under the copyright law for 60 years. Okay. Next, this might be very useful for those, especially in the electronics industry. This is SICLD. This is another type of intellectual property. This is semiconductor integrated circuits layout and design. Okay, so in all the electronics around us, so we use lot of semiconductor integrated circuits. These are called the SICs. Okay, so these SICs have lot of components such as resistors, dielectrics, conducting parts, some metallic contacts, semiconductors, and so on. So this different arrangement of components, that is a topography, that can also be protected by registering this layout design. So the last intellectual property which we will discuss is the geographical indication. So this geographical indication is a sign which is given for products that originate from a specific geography, and because of that they have some unique characteristics. Okay, for example, Tirupati Laddu. Tirupati Laddu has some unique taste which we don't see in any other laddus. Or let's say the most famous example is Darjeeling tea. Now, Darjeeling has a very unique climate, and probably the soil nutrients are very much varied, because of which the tea from the Darjeeling has a very specific taste and aroma. So the Darjeeling Tea Manufacturers Association, they had approached the office and showed this unique behavior, and the office granted them the GI tag. So in any part of the world, any tea manufacturers, no tea manufacturers can use Darjeeling tea word in their product. Only those who are registered in the Darjeeling Tea Manufacturers Association, they can use the name Darjeeling tea in their products. So this will help in building consumer confidence. So if I see a product by the name of Darjeeling tea, I will know for sure that it comes from Darjeeling and it's not from anywhere else, because it is protected as a geographical indication. So there are some other intellectual properties also which will not cover here, such as plant varieties. So the plant varieties can also be protected. So this is done by the Ministry of Agriculture separately. Trade secrets are also type of intellectual property, but these trade secrets, they are not protected under a specific law. They come under the general law itself. Traditional knowledge, for example, the use of neem as an antibacterial agent, or the use of turmeric as an antibacterial agent. So these things are traditional knowledge. So they are also protected as intellectual property. Okay. So let us look at few examples. So this intellectual property is prevalent everywhere around us. Okay. So for example, if you look at the laptop, okay, so the LED display is protected by a patent. The body of the laptop, its design is protected by registering its design. The Apple sign, it comes under trademark. The user manual, the manuals what we get along with the product, so that is copyrighted. And the layout of the integrated circuits, and that can be protected by SICLD design registration. Okay. Let us look at few IP. Can somebody identify the IP? In the first case, it's a painting. Under what type of IP protection is granted? Can somebody try, please? Paintings. What is the IP? Yeah. Somebody? Anybody? Yeah. So paintings come under copyrights. Okay. Sculpturing also comes under copyrights. The logos, such as here the Apple logo, that comes under trademarks. The design of the laptop, mobiles, that comes under designs, registered industrial designs. Okay. In the fifth case, so here we have the design of the shape of the bottle can be protected by design. And here the Coca-Cola, the logo and the tagline, if any such things are there, that can be protected by as trademarks. Okay. So I'll skip a few things which are not very relevant. Yeah. So these are the points to remember. Okay. So especially if there are many final year students who are doing projects and want to publish their work, it would be better if you first protect your work by applying for an intellectual, by using intellectual property, and then you can publish. And these rights are territorial. That is, if you claim for protection in India, you get protection only in India. You cannot file a patent in India and claim protection in somewhere else in US or UK. Okay. So this registration or the protection is granted by a sovereign authority. In this case, it's the government of India. Okay. So you don't get automatic relief that if somebody copies your patent, you cannot get the government cannot provide relief automatically. You will have to find infringement suits for this. Okay. For some IPRs, you have to pay renewable fees also continuously to make it, to keep it alive. So to summarize, so patents, so this again maybe I'll tell in Tamil. So patents nama inventions ku tarvom, which are technical solutions to a problem. Idu nama 20 வருஷத்துக்கு நம்ம patentல protection கிடைக்கும். So designல only the ornamental or the aesthetic features அதை மட்டும் தான் நம்ம பார்ப்போம். So இது initially 10 yearsக்கு protection தருவாங்க and it is extendable for another 5 years. Trademarks, இப்ப கம்பெனியோட லோகோ, அப்புறம் அதோட டேக் லைன் அண்ட் எனி சவுண்ட் மார்க், இது எல்லாமே நம்ம ட்ரேட்மார்க்ஸ்ல ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ திஸ் டியூரேஷன் இஸ் இன்ஃபைனைட், எவ்ரி 10 வருஷத்துக்கு ரினியூ பண்ணிட்டே போகலாம். காப்பிரைட்ஸ், ஸோ புக்ஸ் ஆர் எனி அதர் சாங்ஸ், மூவிஸ் விச் ஆர் எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் ஆஃப் ஐடியா, அது எல்லாமே காப்பிரைட்ஸ்ல வரும். இதுக்கு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷனே தேவையில்லை. So copyright law padi in case there is a creator, lifetime of the author plus 60 years. Creator illanna, so then the copyright law is applicable for 60 years. Geographical indication, so in the GI tag நம்ம அந்த specific geography ல இருந்து originate ஆற thingsக்கு நம்ம தருவோம். so அது indefinite இருக்கும். இது நம்ம ஒரு சிங்கிள் பர்சனுக்கோ ஒரு கம்பெனிக்கோ தர மாட்டோம். அந்த ரிலேட்டட் ப்ராடக்டோட மேனுஃபேக்சரர்ஸ் அசோசியேஷன் இருக்கும்ல, ஸோ அதுக்கு தருவோம் நம்ம. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் டார்ஜிலிங் டீ மேனுஃபேக்சரர்ஸ் அசோசியேஷன். ஓகே, SICLDங்கிறது நம்ம இந்த செமிகண்டக்டர் இன்டெகிரேட்டட் சர்க்கிட்ஸோட இந்த லே அவுட் டிசைன்ஸை நம்ம ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ இந்த ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் 10 வருஷத்துக்கு கிடைக்கும். ஸோ இந்த ப்ரொடெக்ஷன் பீரியட்ல யாருமே நம்ம ஒர்க்கை யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. அண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணா we can file infringement suits. கோர்ட்ல போய் நம்ம இன்ஃப்ரிஞ்ச்மெண்ட் சூட் ஃபைல் பண்ணலாம் and government will grant us relief. So where to approach for protection? So patent office is in Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai and Kolkata. Design office is in Kolkata. Trademarks, that's in Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Ahmedabad. GI is in Chennai. SICLD registry is in Chennai and copyright registry is in Delhi. Okay, so copyright, for example, you have a movie script. You need not go to Delhi. Actually, you can register in let's say the writers association also. So அது மாதிரி நிறைய ஃபாரம்ஸ் இருக்கு காப்பிரைட்டுக்கு மட்டும். ஸோ அங்கேயும் நம்ம போய் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிட்டு we can protect our work. So if you are further interested for studies on intellectual property, there is a Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Intellectual Property Management in Nagpur. So that conducts many programs, seminars, and so on. So if you are more interested, you can follow their website and enroll in some courses. So this is how the web page looks like of our IP India, that is the Intellectual Property Office website. So you can claim for, you can apply for protection in online itself for all the intellectual properties. So this is not relevant. Yeah, let's say let's do some small activities. Can you find the most famous trademarks here? There are 10 trademarks. Can you find the important trademarks?
Low take.
Yeah, once again.
Low take.
Yeah, then yeah, somebody.
Tata.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, 8 more. Okay, I'll show the answers. So Pepsi, Link, Cadbury, Amul, Tata, Horlicks, Babool, Bata, Lux and Dettol. So these are the trademarks, main trademarks. Okay. So which type of IP protects the paintings by the artist? Can anybody answer?
Copyright.
Yes, copyrights, correct. Yeah. Okay. what is the intellectual property that is needed for fashion designers to protect their design in case of textiles?
Registered designs.
Registered designs, yes. Okay. So if you have developed an advanced disc brake for a bike, what will you do to protect your advanced disc brake?
Patents.
Patents, yes. So here you have a technical solution to a problem. So you will apply for a patent. Okay. So which of these is a geographical indication, which means the product originating from a geography? Somebody, can somebody answer?
PlayStation.
No, PlayStation, no, that's not from any specific geography, right? No, it's not PlayStation. Yeah, Paithani saris. So Paithani is a place. I think it's in Maharashtra, if I'm not wrong. So it's this Paithani sari, which is the geographical indication. Nobody else in India except those manufacturers in Paithani, they can use the name Paithani sari in their products. Okay. So what does a trademark protect?
I think logos, names, brands.
Yes, yes, correct. Logos, names, and brands. So this is to protect and maintain the brand value. So it prevents counterfeiting also. So how long do patents last for?
20 years.
20 years, correct. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So if you write an original story, what type of intellectual property gives you the right to decide who can make and sell the copies of your work?
Copyright.
Yes, copyright, correct. Yeah. And yeah. So imagine a cricketer sets up his own company to sell his range of clothes. What type of intellectual property can be used to show that the clothes are made by his company?
Registered designs.
Registered designs, yeah, correct. And the last question. So if a company develops a new technology that improves its main product, what type of intellectual property they can use to stop others from copying their invention? Here the keyword is invention. What can be used?
Patents.
Sorry? Patents. Yeah, correct. So thank you all for attending this webinar. So all of you will be getting a certificate. So this is a sample certificate. So the details will probably be collected from you later on. Yeah. So any questions? So this can be even relating to your final year projects also. Yeah, please. Somebody has raised their hand. Please, you can please ask the question.
Gautam.
Yeah,
Gautam.
Yeah, please ask your questions. Yeah, somebody has any questions?
So what will be the duration of the patent will be, actually if a patent is registered, how long it will take for publications?
So actually, as soon as you file the patent, it will take 18 months to publish. Okay, but there are ways to quicken this process. If you file Form 9, okay, you can it will publish within 3 weeks also. So if you don't file Form 9, the usual length is around 18 months. So after publishing, within 6 months you will get the first examination report. So if you then reply your replies to that objection report, you can the decision, the grant or the refusal, you can get in another 6 months. So once you file, within 2.5 to 3 years you should get the decision for your patent. This is on average, but on this also depends on a case to case basis.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, please ask your question.
Any more questions? Sir, hope no more questions. Shall I wind up the session, sir?
Yeah, sure. If any further questions, if you get in the future also, you can mail to this email ID mentioning my name, or in general also, and you will get your reply very soon. So you can please note this email ID for any questions relating to intellectual property. You will get your questions answered.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your making time to sit through this presentation. It was really lively and engaging, educative, and fulfilling our knowledge. This lecture certainly benefited us from your breadth of knowledge and expertise. From the beginning, you knew exactly what we had to do to make this presentation successful. Many thanks for collaborating with us and helping us. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving your time. It is really will help us to make it a success in future. We'll remain grateful. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Hope to again interact with you even through offline event if possible. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please write an email in case anybody has any doubts in the future. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Link has given. Students, you can fill the form and then you can submit for your certification. Now, I request Dr. Parandaman, Associate Professor from Mechanical Department, to give his vote of thanks.
On behalf of the Rajulal Gandhi College of Technology, Institute Innovation Council Cell, I would like to thank our management, our Secretary Madam, Principal Sir and Vice Principal Sir for giving the permission to conduct this Kalam program for IP literacy and awareness named as Kabila, supported by AICTE and the Ministry of Innovation Cell through virtual mode to our young engineers. Thank you, sir and madam. Now, I would like to thank our today's speaker, Dr. R. Karthik, Examiner of Patents and Design Officer, Intellectual Property Office, Government of India, for his wonderful presentation about how to develop intellectual property design, importance of IPR, and giving the valuable guidance to filling the patents. I hope our faculties and students get more knowledge in this intellectual property area like patents, design, trademark, and copyrights, and so on. Thank you so much, sir, for spending time with us and sharing your experience. Finally, I would like to thank our faculties and students for successfully participating in this program. Thank you all.